Back in 2006, Congress passed the Postal Accountability and Enhancement Act. That act requires the post office, in just 10 short years, to pre-fund its future health care benefit payments to retirees 75 years into the future, meaning that they have to put aside tens of billions of dollars today to pay for the health benefits of employees who have not yet been born. This requirement sucks billions of dollars of revenue out of the post office every year, by the way, the largest unionized employer in the United States, and is a burden that no other business or government agency has ever in the history of the world had to bear. Without that poison pill the Republicans slipped in 2006, the post office would be running surpluses right now. So why aren't more lawmakers up in arms about it? I'm joined now by Fredric V. Rolando, president of the National Association of Letter Carriers. Fredric, welcome. Let's talk shop.
Thank you. How you doing?
Just fine. The 2006 law seems like a pretty obvious attempt to gut the power of the unions. You're the president of the National Association of Letter Carriers. How has the Postal Accountability and Enhancement Act affected your members?
Well, unfortunately, there's those in Congress that continue to support legislation that would put the Postal Service out of business. For example, the pre-funding that you referred to, this year to date, the Postal Service is actually making money. They have a profit of some $600 million delivering the mail. 100% of all the losses can be attributed to the pre-funding mandate. Any legislation that's introduced, and there's a couple of bills, a bill that's come out of the House and a bill that's come out of the Senate, any bill that doesn't address and correct the pre-funding is automatically going to attack America's Postal Service and the workers that work for the Postal Service, as long as they continue to require this mandate.
Now, there have been a couple of proposals. I know Bernie Sanders got one through that actually rolled that back, but the one that everybody seems to be attending to is the CarPortColborne Postal Reform Act, and their sponsors say it's going to fix the post office. Is that really the case?
Not at all. It doesn't. Again, as long as you don't address the pre-funding, which that Senate bill does not do, it just re-amortizes and puts off the payments to later. As long as you don't address that, as you can see in that bill, you're just going to take the service out of the Postal Service and you're going to attack the workers. And that's what those bills do.
Yeah. Now Senator Sanders got, as I recall, it's been a few weeks since I've discussed it with him, but I think he got over 20 co-sponsors on his act.
He's got close to 30, yes.
Close to 30. Why isn't that being pushed harder by Democratic leadership?
At this point in time, I don't know why they aren't supporting that. I think they would like to see it come out of the committee, and maybe they have some hope that the CarPortColborne bill can be amended to look like the Sanders bill or replaced by the Sanders bill, because as you stated, that bill addresses the pre-funding issue and would allow the Postal Service to adapt and to grow and to continue to make money.
Fredric, we have a little less than a minute left, but to what extent, even if Bernie's bill got out of the Senate, is it going to die in the House? I mean, isn't this really going to take another election, 2014?
It's possible, but again, there's such great potential in the Postal Service. The internet caused some of the loss in the first-class mail, but as we can see with the evolution of e-commerce, the Postal Service is continuing to grow leaps and bounds, and the sky is the limit with e-commerce. They've got great potential. They've got fully funded pensions. They've got $50 billion put aside because of this pre-funding that they're not allowed access to. It's one of the richest broke companies you're ever going to find.
Wow. That's extraordinary. Fredric, Rolando, and like I said, they're the largest unionized employer in the country, which of course is why that particular political party went after them, shall we say. Fredric, Rolando, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.